So one of the advantages to getting into a machine when it's your first machine, going to be able to start networking with other people. And I would suggest networking with people who have the same problem you do. Somewhere where you now might have a comparative advantage. So if it's digging holes and now you own an auger and you've got a skid steer and you can set trees for them, you might be able to start bidding other landscapers to come out to their job site and start setting trees. That is a really smooth segue into selling and supplying them their trees. So this is a way that you can get into your own nursery or your own supply firm without actually having any supplies. So if you start supplying mulch pallets, I was then able to start doing bobcat services for other landscapers. That then segued me out of dealing with homeowners exclusively and shifting my focus to dealing with landscapers. I found that I absolutely loved dealing from landscaper to landscaper, business to business, B2B, over dealing with homeowners. One, I just don't have the patience for homeowners. Two, the revenue is way greater when you're dealing with a business than you're dealing with a homeowner. So, also, the sales process with a landscaper or doing business with another business, a homeowner, you can remove a tree, install a new tree. There might not be any additional tasks for years. You could be mowing their lawn and still have revenue coming from that property. But with a landscaper, he might have 100 clients or hundreds of clients. And so if he doesn't do bobcat services or doesn't do whatever that you're now segueing into, you're now able to be his right-hand man for all those tasks. You've got one guy in the bucket. You know that he's going to refer you at least 4 to maybe 10, maybe even 20 times a year on different jobs. And now you're out going and starting to sell to landscaper to landscaper, which means you're segueing, you're moving up in the business world from selling from business to consumer. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of companies have done really well with that. Apple has done very well with that. But it's harder to scale because the revenue is smaller with the consumer. When you start selling business to business, now you can go ahead and start scaling. So you let other businesses sell to the consumer, and now you're becoming an outsourced guy for them. That is key. That is a pivotal point in your business when you start to move from dealing with homeowners to dealing with companies. That is when you'll see your revenue get from a couple $100,000 a year all the way up to $1 million a year and way beyond that. If you look at any company that's doing multiple millions of dollars a year in revenue, more than likely a lot of their client lists is business to business. It's one of the easiest ways to grow an organization.